Hello everyone, and welcome to another Digimon Ghost Game video. This time I'm going to be briefly giving my quick thoughts on episode 5, The Divine Anger, before we do our full review in the podcast in a few hours. So episode 5 has Kiyoshiro meeting Jellymon, and we learn that she's been hacking all the talismans that he's been setting up. He's been setting up these talismans to sort of go off as an early warning sort of system that triggers an alarm whenever there's a hologram ghost, but she's been kind of hacking them to just generate money. And this angers a Digimon called Majiramon, who is the dragon Deva that we previously saw in Digimon Tamers. So we have Jellymon and we meet Jellymon, and already Jellymon's probably my favourite, as I just absolutely adore her personality. She demands to be called Jellymon Summer, and her bond with Kiyoshiro is so chaotic. They're at such opposite ends. She's just this fun-loving prankster, and I kind of love her. We have all these very dynamic facial expressions that she pulls, and she's always floating around the screen. She's very active, and I kind of adore her as a character. She's just so fun to watch, and I really hope that we continue to give her this loud, outspoken, demanding personality. And again, it's kind of different from, we have Gammamon, who's kind of playful, kind of a baby. We have Angoramon, who is smart and calm and collected. And then we have Jellymon, who just kind of is chaotic, and I kind of just absolutely adore her. So while this episode didn't have much of a tie-in to Mythology and Benzaiten like I thought in my prediction video, we did have snakes and we did have a dragon, and Benzaiten, while associated with the white snake, also does have a dragon, which somebody did point out in the comments for my prediction video. So it could still be a reference to that, but it wasn't too much of a tie-in to mythology and religion like I had originally thought. Which I guess makes sense because they don't want to explain the mythology and religion and the episode and introduce the characters, so I can kind of see that they would have run out of time for that in any case. So this episode was a fairly fun one, and it broke away from that formula that we were starting to see, where we have the Mon of the Week either being generally just a terrible, mean, bad Digimon and just wants to create havoc, you know, like Clockmon and Dracomon, or a misguided Digimon that is just kind of there for fun, like, or just for helping out, like Pumpkinmon and Mummymon, who really did mean best. So it's nice that this time Majiramon's just this law-abiding Digimon who doesn't like the flow of money to be off and likes it to be fair. So I kind of like that that's another way that we can have these Digimon be impacted by the human world. And that was new, so I did like that was kind of unique to what we've seen, because I was getting kind of worried that we were either doing an evil Digimon who is evil, or a good Digimon or neutral Digimon who is just kind of means best or is misunderstanding a situation. But another thing I liked about this episode is that I'm glad that despite we got Gammamon evolving to Battle Gammamon, nothing really happened. Like, he immediately got caught and was unable to fight. And there wasn't really a battle in this episode. Kiyoshiro just needed to destroy the talisman and apologize, and then Majiramon was like, okay, all is right with the world, and then just didn't descend 180 arrows of light into Kiyoshiro, which Kiyoshiro said sounded painful, and I think he's pretty on the ball with that one. So it wasn't really a battle, despite how Hiro and Rui did jump into battle. They were more or less stopped. And I kind of like that. It felt a little bit different from what we've seen in other seasons of Digimon and even other episodes of Ghost Game. And something I just felt was kind of funny was this episode feels like it came out at the perfect amount of time when we have a lot of people talking about NFTs online at the moment, and how the crypto market has also been kind of wild. Like, I think it was Dogecoin or Shibcoin where somebody had $8 million US worth and just pulled out, and the cryptocurrency like fell overnight because of it. So it felt like it kind of came out at a funny time too. I'm not sure if this was meant to be a reference to NFTs and crypto too much, but it could have been a slight reference, but it was kind of like, that felt like good timing in terms of this episode's release. We also get the implication that when Kiyoshiro got his Digivice V, that Jellymon actually stole it for him, so that's a different thing from, I thought that Kiyoshiro would steal it to act as a talisman, but this way it's Jellymon stealing the Digivice so she could meet Kiyoshiro, which is kind of adorable. And I think I preferred that to whatever else we got, because it also felt unique rather than Hiro just giving the Digivice to him like he did with Ruri. In general, I felt like this episode felt like it was a good episode, don't get me wrong, but it felt like this episode was a little bit too quick. We learn about Kiyoshiro and how he's this weeb genius who returned to school in Japan because of anime, and we introduce him to Jellymon, and we learn about Jellymon, how she's kind of been hacking everything that Kiyoshiro has programmed and kind of pulling tricks on him and being a poltergeist. And then we immediately have a Mon of the Week that's because of that. It just felt like it went very quickly, which is a good thing too. It means that, it wasn't a slog to get through. It didn't feel like a slow episode, but it felt like it was extremely fast and it went by extremely quickly. And I don't know how they would have pulled 2 episodes out of this, but it just felt like we got a huge info dump of Kiyoshiro's character and then the battle. But I still did, or the not so much battle. But in any case, I did really enjoy this episode, and if you want to hear my longer, more in-depth thoughts, definitely look forward to the podcast, which we'll be recording probably a little bit after recording this video, and then we'll be uploading it straight away in raw format on Patreon, and the early edited episode tomorrow morning, and the full episode in just over 24 hours time. So definitely look out for that if you're interested in more of my thoughts about this episode of Digimon Ghost Game. What did you think about episode 5? Did you like it? How would you rank it with the other episodes? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on the next one. Bye!